Hello, welcome back. My name is Kaylee Wesley. I am very excited to have you here today because I pulled out a lot of shades to show you guys how you can dupe the Jeffree Star X Shane Dawson palette. Now, this palette did come out some time ago, but I don't care. I'm ready to do this. So, let's go ahead and get started. I have notes. My last palette dupe, I went ahead and built both palettes and I put them in a Z palette. Here, I have it right here. I put it in a Z palette and showed you guys each individual shade and told you what it is. This time I did it a little differently. Please tell me if you like this style better, and I would love to do either this one or the last one. I don't care. It's just up to you guys. But a lot of these shades I did not have as singles. I had to physically go into my palettes and see what colors would match, and then I ran into the problem of, oh, well, I have too many of these colors that could be a dupe, so I'm just going to go ahead and bring all of them out and show you. I had a subscriber tell me last time that it would be interesting for me to add up all of the palettes and the, hello Kaylee, think, the single shadows, add that all up together and see if it was worth it to either buy the palette or all of the other items all together. And yeah, let's just say this time it would be easier for you to just buy the palette. But if you do have a lot of these, again, you can dupe it. If you don't want to, that is up to you. I just dupe things because I am on a no-buy and I find duping interesting, especially if you can find it in your own collection and you can save yourself some money. I'm a broke college student and this just, yeah, it means the world to me that I can save money and not buy it. I wrote down the shade names, so let's go ahead and get started. The first shade name was Ranch. I have two palettes with a white shimmery shade. The first one comes from this Makeup Revolution Soph X palette. Now, it is the third shade right here. Now, this does not look white, but on your skin, it looks white, I promise you. I was going to say this one, but this one does not have shimmer in it. But that is like white kind of thing. It's just insane. The next white color with some shimmer comes from this BH Studio Pro Ultimate Artistry Shadow Palette. I will be pulling this one a lot, actually, which I'm so excited for, to see a lot of shades that are in here. Now, I have this against purple paper so I can read what's up here, but this first shade right here, I hope you can see it, but against this big palette, I can't see it. But yes, white right here. So those two were for Ranch. We have 17 more shades, so bear with me. Number 2 is My Pills, and when I saw swatches of this shade, it looked like a very light pink, very light pink, almost like a neutral pink, if that makes sense. And the palette that I found most relatable to that shade that I had in my collection comes from this I Heart Revolution. Now that's what I call makeup. Do you guys remember the Now CDs? Oh my gosh. Such nostalgia. But it came from this throwback area right here, and it would be this one right here. So there's that one. There was only one that I could find. I wrote down another one, but I can't seem to find it as of this moment. We may have to come back to it, but I don't think I will. Okay, number 3 is Tannicon, and Tannicon, if I had maybe 30 minutes out in the sun, I would be this color. Basically, is what I see. So it's a basic transition color for lighter skin tones, and well, all skin tones, but it's mainly a lighter transition color. And I have found 3. Again, I'm going to be pulling out this BH Studio Pro palette, and the number is 24, and that is right here, and then number 2 is from BH Cosmetics. This is the Summer in St. Tropez. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing all of these names wrong, forgive me. But the color that I have found is the shade Sand right here. And then the third and final color is from Makeup Revolution's Sofa X palette once again, and it is the 5th shade right here. Right there. So, those are all 3 of those. Alright, and shade number 4 is Diet Root Beer. It is darker than Tanacon, but it is still a transition shade. So, the first palette I'm bringing out is the Saharan by Juvia's Place. The first color that I saw was this shade called Katsina right here. And then next also comes from the Sofa X palette, and it is the 6th shade all the way over here. I'm trying not to blind you guys with the mirror, so if there's a shadow, but forgive me for that. Alright, I have 2 more dupes. One comes from the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette, and I chose the shade Peanut Butter, which is right here. This palette just smells so stinking good. Ooh, you know what? For that pink shade for my pills, I could have also used this shade right here called Nougat, or yeah, I'll just flip it like this. So right here. And then I could have possibly used, no, yeah, that's it. Yeah. I'm all over the place. Yeah. I last minute, like literally this morning, was like, ooh, I need to, instead of make a palette of them all together, I will just show you all of the different shades and shade that I have found in my collection and show you guys that. So it's very last minute. But next is from the Born to Run palette, the shade called Riff, which is right here, right there. This one. So that will work as well. Let's move on to shade number 5, which is Just a Theory, and that for me was a, based off the swatches, it looks like a silvery speckles with some brown in it, which I could not find. I literally could not find, and it makes me so mad because I have found almost everything to this point, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna find it, and of course I didn't. But if you don't mind it leaning a little bit of a peachy tone, this is the Coastal Scents Peach Fuzz right here. That one. And unfortunately, that was the only shade that I found that I felt matched it even close enough out of my collection. Sorry. But next is Spiraling. And this was a deep brownish black. And the shade that I chose actually came from a Deck of Scarlet palette, and this is in the shade called Stephanie right here. It is so gorgeous. I absolutely love this shade. I love it. I'm wearing it today, and I'll show you guys my look later, but yeah. I have 2 more shades like that color. This next one comes from the BOIS palette in Berries 2, that's the name. And it is this color right here. This silvery, blackish shade. And then my last dupe comes from this BH Studio palette. And it is right here, number 28. Right there. So, I'm very excited that I have many of these colors because I love that color. Next is Conspiracy, and this is more of a green gold shimmer, and the only color that I have found that even works for it comes from the Saharan palette, and it is in the shade Wodabe. Oh, I'm so sorry if I've mispronounced this name, but it's right here. It's so stinking beautiful. I love this shade so much. I swatched it this morning, I think for the first time, and I want to put it on my eyes immediately, which I probably should have used it during this look, but I didn't think about it. But heck yes, I will definitely be pulling out this shade. Shade number 8 is called Pigment, and this was just a very light pink. And I have a lot of pinks throughout my collection, but I did choose only 3 for this dupe. So first, let's go with 2 of them out of this Studio Pro palette from BH Cosmetics. Again, this had a lot of my shades, and I was so excited for it. So these are shades 16 and 19. So this is number 19, which is a deeper pink, and then this one is a lighter pink. So either way you want to go with it, they're both it for you. And then the third one comes from the Berries 2 palette, and this is shade, I just number them, this is shade number 8, this pink right here. Beautiful, gorgeous, awesome. Alright, number 9 is literally the only shade that I couldn't find, which is Food Videos. Now, I thought, being the project painter that I am, I love to franken shadows. So my thought process was, okay, well, if I can't find it, I'm going to franken it. So, in saying that, I would definitely put these 2 shades are from Coastal Scents, and this is Python Green, and this is, I think it's just, yeah, bright yellow. So I would use up all of this bright yellow, but scrape just a tiny bit of this Python Green into it to make that shade, and that's how I would make it. Unfortunately, I don't have it, and I want it, and that's literally the only shade that I couldn't dupe, and it's ridiculous how bad I want that shade. I think it's because I don't have it, so ergo, I want the whole palette. And why am I going to spend $58 off of one shade? Shade number 10 is Trisha, and this is a pink shimmery shade. So I picked from my Ooh La La palette from ColourPop to get this shade called Big Sugar right here. It's just a stinking beautiful shade. I do have more dupes. Hold please. Alright, the next dupe comes from this I Heart Revolution Now palette, and it is on Wild Frontiers, but this third one up right here. It is a pink shimmery shade, just like Big Sugar is. And next comes from this Summer in St. Tropez, and I chose the color Sizzle. Now this is a little more red than the other 2, but I felt like it was still an honorable mention, and it doesn't have enough glitter like it looks like in the actual palette, but again, honorable mention. Next is from the Juvia's Place Mini, Magic Mini, and the shade is Zuba right here, this pink shimmery shade. And then the last one comes, all my palettes, shit. Okay, so some things fell. I even have a shadow that is completely damaged. Here, let me show you. This palette now has like these little marks that didn't originally have them, like this shadow, it's unfortunate. And then I have a shadow that is completely, almost, well, not completely, but you know, almost empty, which is like all of that shadow just fell out. And you know, I want to buy a new one. I truly do. Like, everything in me is like, it broke. I need a new one. But here's how my mind works, okay? Excuse the rant. I will put a timestamp on when I'm actually getting back to the series, if that's what you want to hear. But quick rant. For me, when I break something, I'm like, okay, I need to go repurchase it. I need to fix it, obviously. And then it gets to, okay, that shadow is $3, but I'm paying $5 in shipping. So why would I pay $5 in shipping when I can just buy another eyeshadow? And then I get into, well, free shipping is $30, and that would mean like 10 eyeshadows, which I'm okay with, but at the same time, I don't want to spend $30, nor do I want to spend $5 on shipping. So it all comes back to, I'm not buying that shadow. Okay, rant over, I swear. Alright, where were we? Food videos, I had none. We had just gone over Trisha, and my last Trisha shade actually comes out of this BH Studio Pro, and it is shade number 18, which is right here, right there. You can see. There we go. Just like that. Alright, moving on, our next shade is Cheeto. It was supposed to be Cheeto Dust. I did watch the series, but they changed it to Cheese Dust because of copyright reasons, which, yes, I understand. You never want to have a copyright lawsuit because that is expensive. You never want to have a lawsuit. Alright, in saying that, let us see. I do have one of my Huda Beauty Obsession palettes. This is the Coral Obsessions. It looks like so on the inside, and I chose number 8 for this. Again, this has no names on the back, so that's what I used. And then the next shade I have in here, if I can even find it, because I dropped everything on the floor and it's all gone. It comes from my dupe that I made for the Vida palette. This is the Coastal Scents shade in Marmalade, right there. Perfect Cheeto Dust shade. I'm still getting over everything just dropped. So, excuse the frustration. Alright, shade number 12 is Flaming Hot. Now, this was a shade that came out of my Z palette that fell. It comes from the ColourPop Yes Please palette in the shade Spoiled. Right here, this beautiful red. Now, next I have one from the I Heart Revolution palette. I just been using this one. This is from the Electric Again series. It's the third one, technically up, but I'm showing it to you down. Technically it's the third one down too, but yes, that is that red. Here, let me give you a close-up of that. And then another red. Literally, guys, I have reds everywhere. All in my palettes. It's almost like finding a black shade. Yes, I have them just everywhere. And then this is from my Muerte dupe. This is Hot Tamale from Coastal Scents. And the Soph X palette that luckily didn't drop because I have been in love with her lately and I would cry if she dropped. But shade number 14. Now this is more of a reddish orange, but it still serves the same purpose. You know, a red is a red is a red. Sometimes they have different undertones, but they're still red. Alright, shade number 13 out of 18. We are almost done. This is What's the Tea? And it is basically a powder baby blue. And I searched and searched and searched for this. And luckily, I found one. This is from the ColourPop and Bretman Rock Collection, the Wet palette. This is the shade called Finished, question mark. It has a question mark in the name. It's like finished. But yes, this is her. We love her. She's beautiful, wonderful, amazing. but happy to have her here. Alright, next is Diet Cola. Again, another shade that I have been looking for and looking for and looking for. It is a silver shimmer. I think I have more of these shades like in the Blue Blend palette, which I didn't search. I have like 60 palettes, right? I keep most of them in my dresser drawer, and then little ones that I'm working on I put above my dresser to remind myself, hey, use them. But I didn't look through them for looking through these shades, so kind of regretting that right now. But alright, the shade was called Diet Cola. Again, this is from the Wet palette from Bretman Rock X Colourpop, and it is called Thickums. Thickums. I love that name. I love it. I love to say thick. I just think it's great. I just love it. And I love to say it to my husband too, because he repeats it back to me. Weird. Next shade is Not a Fact. Now this is like a purpley magenta, I think. I think this is like the correct description for it. But I found 6 of them. I didn't realize that I had so many of them, so let me run through them very quickly. I have one in my Urban Decay Born to Run palette in the shade Hell Ride right here. That is one, and then I have another one coming from the Colourpop Ooh La La palette, the all pink palette, except for this odd magenta. Odd purpley magenta, whatever it is. And then I literally have magenta from Coastal Scents right here. And then that's 3 of them. Oh, excuse me, I didn't put the name for the Ooh La La shade. It was called Caddy. Caddy. She's a caddy lady. And then, let's see, I have one in I Heart Revolution, which is more of a purple than a magenta, but it still works. This is right here. And then you could possibly even get away with this one as well. This one's more red and this one's more purple. Alright, and then also, well, I technically had 7. My bad. And then my next one comes from the BH Summer palette, which is Cabana right here. Or you could even use this one if you really wanted to, Nightlife. So I technically have 8 of them. Yay. They just keep popping out of nowhere. And yeah, that's it. Oh, actually no. I have one in the Berries 2 palette, which in my Havoc has fallen or gone. I don't know. And this last one comes from the Berries 2 palette, and it's this shade right here. So it'd be 12, 11, so shade number 10 right there. And that is the last one. So let's see. The next shade is called Sleep Paralysis, and I only found 1 shade. So I'm very lucky to have that. And I don't know if it's a correct and accurate dupe, but it works. This is the shade Aluminum Taupe by Coastal Scents right here. Yes, I'm very, very excited to have this. And then second to last, we're almost done, guys. We're almost done. I know, I'm just as excited as you are. But this shade is called Illuminati in the palette, and it's just this beautiful green. And I found 10 of them in my collection. So you can tell that I love this color. So let's go ahead and get started. The first one I have is from the Huda Beauty Emerald Obsessions palette, and it is shade number 4 right here. And then next one comes from the Tribe palette from Juvia's Place, and it is called Cuba, or Cuba, whichever one you want to call it, right there. And then I also have it in this palette that you haven't seen yet. It's from High Times. It is the shade called Sage right here. And then, you know what though? It also has that shade Sleep Paralysis right here. But I was going back and forth in it saying like, do I really want to show it? Do I not really want to show it? Because it's a little more deep. But this is a dupe video. It's not necessarily meant to be 100% accurate. Next, for that shade Illuminati is this shade called Kia right here. And this is in the Saharan by Juvia's Place. Next comes from BH Cosmetics, and this is shade number 10 right here. Right here. Looks exactly like it. Alright, next is from the Wet palette from ColourPop. Once again, this is Fishing right there. Oh, I got more. After that is from Urban Decay Born to Run, and it is the shade Wanderlust right there. Or is it Wanderlust? Wanderlust. Got it. Oops. Could have been bad. Again, next is the Makeup Revolution Soph X palette, and it is the shade right here. Right there. I just kept finding this shade and finding this shade and finding this shade. And the last shade that I had pulled, this is the one I dropped. This is the one I broke. This is Jewel Green from Coastal Scents. Clearly, because I have 10 of these colors around, I don't need this, but I want it. I need to resist that urge and just not buy it. But here's what the outside looked like. Oy. I'm upset. I'm upset. But last one and final one is my rides here. It was meant for my Ubers here, which was black. So literally just think of almost every single palette that I've showed you that had black in it, which I'm not going to show you because I can only assume you already know. I hope you all had a wonderful time. Please give me a thumbs up down below. I absolutely love doing dupe videos. Please tell me if you would rather me have done my video like last time where I did just one palette altogether and showed you swatches, or like this one, because I feel like this one helped me more in searching through my collection, understanding what I had, understanding what the difference is between all of the colors. I have told my friend Haley, who, shout out to Haley, I have at least 60 palettes, and what you see here is like a 20th of that. And it's crazy to me because like that shadow just broke and now I want to go buy $30 worth of eyeshadow just to replace that one. No, not doing that, especially when I have 10. I just need to calm down. I'm not going to film any more videos like I wanted to today because it just makes me mad and upset, and I just want to calm down, relax, possibly watch myself a show and calm down. Oh, the look that I have on today, that's what else I was going to show you. I remember now. But, so in my crease today, I have this Coastal Scents magenta shade, and then I also have the shade Baddie right here from the Ooh La La palette. I just deepen up those both. And then I kind of have like a halo eye going on, and I have Stephanie right here all over the lid, and then the center I have this shade, this silver in the center to make that halo, and on the farthest outer point I have the black shade. I love it. And then on my inner corner I have Ranch. Yeah. it's odd saying I have Ranch on my inner corner, but it's fine. Alright, this is it for me. I hope you all have a wonderful and fantastic day. Please subscribe if you are new. I promise you I'm not normally as ranty, but today I needed it. So I hope you all have a wonderful and fantastic day. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!